I've seen the face of God through so many things. This past year has been pretty difficult for my family. We've had several losses, and through it all, I've had the Calvary folks reach out and tell me they're praying for us and that they are asking for what we need, things that we can do. And what I love about that is that I knew that I was being prayed for. I knew that my family was being supported no matter what. And that kind of knowledge is something that you can hold on to forever.
We really find our friends at Calvary all over the place, and it's really nice to have so many people around that are on the same wavelength spiritually as we are.
I like that some of the teachers are really nice, and when I'm going through hard times, Jesus is there and they're with me too. When I have to do like speeches up front, they also are watching me and they support me.
My husband was sick a long while ago, and we were blessed to have a prayer shawl ministry at the church. The ladies who knit the prayer shawls pray as they knit the shawls, and we were presented with a prayer shawl to wear in the hospital. The doctors and nurses asked us what it was, and we were proud to be able to say, well, this is a shawl knit by our church, and the prayers of the people are following us here. I also was able to take a prayer shawl to a neighbor who had a very serious operation, and she was very blessed by it. Christmas Eve, my son visited the church with me. He has Down syndrome and comes home for the holidays. Christopher has Down syndrome, and he signs as he does to many of his friends. He knows how to sign Silent Night. And Pastor said, would you like to sign it when we sing Silent Night tonight? And he was very pleased to be included.
Most of the time, when I take volunteer teams to Guatemala to do mission work, I'm always asked to greet the village people when we arrive. I usually tell them the story in Matthew when a lawyer asked Jesus, what is the most important commandment of all? And he answers them saying, the first is to love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And the second is to love your neighbor as yourself. And then I go on to tell them that the reason that I come to work and serve God with them is because they are my neighbors.
The way I've seen Jesus in the ministries that I work in is when I'm there for handbells and we may have one or two people show up, or when we have new faces, new unexpected faces. And then there's always the nursery when I get to work with them and have that one-on-one time with a specific child.
I see the face of Jesus in the members of Calvary Church who are constantly giving of themselves for others in our community. I see it in the faces of the tiny children who already seem to have a great relationship with Jesus as we hear it in their prayers in the first service on Sunday morning. I see it in the faces of people making lunches for the Bag Lunch program, the dinner ministry, the Backpack Buddy program, and so many of the community support activities that we do. I see Jesus in the pastors and lay leaders of Calvary who give so much of themselves to help others have a closer relationship with God.
At the church, but it was with the youth group, RVR, the mission trip, the trip that we do in the winter. We always have a lot of people go to that, and I remember my first year, I didn't really have very many friends yet in the youth group, so when we went, I was kind of like nervous and like stuck by my dad. I forget her last name, but this girl named Annie like started being really, really nice to me and was like started to become like one of my closer friends. I still see her now, so that's really fun.
Where have I heard the voice of Jesus? I wondered for a long time why everyone else had seen Jesus or had talked to Jesus or had heard from Jesus, and I hadn't. I thought, why, this guy doesn't like me? So one day I started reading with the rest of the group about the Holy Spirit, and I figured, well, maybe this guy can talk to me for a little bit. I started thinking, well, maybe it isn't that he isn't talking to me, I'm not listening for him. So I listened for a while, and then I realized This guy has been with me since I was born, has never left my side. I had a problem with my daughter, and I couldn't solve it. I said, this can't be, I can solve anything. Well, I finally gave up, and I said, Jesus, I'm giving it and turning it over to you. I turned it over to him, and sure enough, he helped my daughter out and has been helping her ever since.
I have a special memory of Calvary. Last year, during winter relief, it was the last day, the last evening meal, and I sat down with a group of guests. As we sat, we chatted, and we talked, and I thought, oh my goodness, these people have become a part of Calvary Church. Calvary Church has reached out and made them a part of us. And then I saw the face of Jesus.
When it rained real bad, and you know the tent that I was in, it was dripping with water, and you know really flooding real bad. One of the guys from over here came over to the tent where I'm at and asked me, you know, what could they do to help out with anything, and they gave me brand new tarps and stuff to put on there and stop it from getting wet and all that, and it helped me out real good, man. Helped us out real good. And there's a couple of other guys over there that, you know, go through the same thing. And even when they had the ministry dinners over here and stuff like that, well, that's great, because sometimes we don't have anything to eat. We can come right over here and have a nice, good meal and enjoy ourselves with good friends and good conversation and enjoy ourselves. It just be a happy, good, lucky time.